poem from our Beehive textbook, and the title is On Killing a Tree. This poem is written by Jeev Patel. Jeev Patel is an Indian poet. By this title we can understand that the poet is a very sensitive person. He is worried about when a person cut a tree. He didn't like this type of things, so he has written his own thoughts in this poem. On killing a tree, it means the poet is saying that the killing and the cutting both are different things. We can cut a tree, this is the easy thing, but we cannot kill a tree. How it is possible? Because when we cut a tree after many years, again from that part, the remaining part which is there on that earth at the same place, again it will grow and it will take its former size after many years. Maybe it will take much time to grow again, because again the new leaves will sprouting and again it will take its former size, its natural size after many years. So the poet is saying that we can cut a tree, but we cannot kill a tree. It is a very impossible thing. First of all, I am reading this and later then I will explain you. The first part. It takes much time to kill a tree. Not a simple zap of the knife will do it. It has grown, slowly consuming the earth, rising out of it, feeding upon its crust, absorbing years of sunlight, air, water, and out of its leprous hide, sprouting leaves. So this is the first stanza. The first of all, the first poetic device I have written. Free verse. Free verse, what do you understand by free verse? Because this stanza has no rhyme scheme. Rhyme scheme, how we will find out the rhyme scheme? The ending sound of a word, of a line. The ending sound word of a line. If there is more than 6 alphabet there is given in a stanza, that we can say there is not any other rhyme scheme given. Rhyme scheme we are writing like that A B, A B C D or A B C D E F. Till F we can give this sound letters we can use. But after then also if there is another sound word given, we can say it has a no rhyme scheme. It means the poem is written in the free verse, because the particular rhyme scheme is not given in this poem. It takes much time to kill a tree. The poet is saying, if you kill a tree, it takes much time. You can cut a tree, but you cannot kill a tree. Not a simple zap. Zap means a sudden or a rough hit or attack. Because how we will cut a tree? We will hit on that particular part of a tree. By which from that part we want to cut a tree. So zap means what? Hit or attack, or a simple rough attack, that is known as zap. So maybe by the axe or by the knife you can cut a tree, but no, it's not easy. We'll do it. Maybe you can cut a tree by axe or by knife or by any other the sharpened thing. Okay? But it has grown. But then also the remaining part is there. It is stand on the earth. Again it will grow. Maybe it will take too much time. Slowly consuming the earth. Consuming means using. Again that the remaining part which you left on the earth. Again it will absorb the vitamins and the minerals from inside the earth and the water and the sunlight from the environment, and again it will take its former size. Slowly consuming the earth, rising out of it, feeding upon its crust. Crust means what? The hard layer of the tree. Like that this part we can say that is the crust. So this part is stem, you know, stem. That this the outer part is known as a crust. Upon its crust, absorbing years of sunlight, air, water, and out of its leprous hide. Leprous means discolored. Leprosy is disease. When a person become yellow or pale, that is known as a leprosy. And here the leprous means that the tree become discolored, that the leaves become discolored. And hide means the outer part, or we can say this skin of the tree. Because earlier it will become a leprous hide. The outer part will dry because the remaining part you have cut, you have taken out from a tree, but after many years again it will grow. Years of sunlight, it means after many years, due to the sunlight, air and water, and from the inside of the earth, vitamins and minerals. By this again this tree will grow. Sprouting leaves, sprouting means growing leaves, and there will be grow newly leaves. Newly sprouting leaves will be there. You can see on that the remaining part of a tree. Like that you have cut the tree from this side, and this remaining part there again the new leaves will grow. That is known as the sprouting leaves. Now the second stanza. So hack and chop, but this alone won't do it. Not so much pain will do it. The bleeding bark will heal, and from close to the ground will rise curled green twigs, miniature buffs, which if unchecked will expand again to former size. Now first the word meanings I am telling you. Second stanza. Hack and chop. Hack and chop means when we cut a tree very roughly, or when we are cutting a tree with a heavy or with a force. Because we didn't know about it, that tree also feel pain or grief like this. Tree also feel like the tree also a living thing, because it is also growing just like the human being. But we not worried about this. We simply with a heavy force we cut a tree. Hack means cut roughly, and a chop means with a heavy blows we cut a tree. Okay. Second line. But this alone won't do it. But then also we cannot kill a tree. If we are giving with a heavy force, we are cutting a tree, we are taking a tree. Not so much pain will do it. And maybe that for that tree there will not much pain, just like the human being. The bleeding bark will heal. Here the heal means recover. Heal means recover. And the bleeding bark. The first which poetic device is used? Alliteration. See, b sound is repeating. Bleeding bark. B. Both are starting by B. But we are not looking at the letters. We will look at the sound, the pronunciation. Both word has the same pronunciation, like that the b sound is repeating. So this is alliteration also. Then the third I have written metaphor. Metaphor. The bleeding bark will heal. Metaphor used because the poet is comparing this liquid sap. See, liquid sap, when we cut a tree, from this part there is a liquid sap coming out. Liquid sap. For this liquid sap, the poet has used this bleeding word. Bleeding means what? The poet has used this, compared this sap with the blood, because blood come out from the human being, not from a tree. Clear? We all know if there is any other, our part is injured or wound, that time blood will come out from the human being body. But from the tree, there will not be blood come out. There will come out a sap. This is known as a sap. But for this sap, the poet has used the word blood. So this is the indirect comparison with it. So in this line, metaphor is used. Clear? I have written there is C. The first is an alliteration. How it's alliteration used? Because b sound is repeating. Bleeding, b and bark. B sound is repeating. So in this line, alliteration also. Then I have written metaphor. Metaphor means the bleeding bark. The poet is comparing this liquid sap with the blood. Indirectly, because it's not possible. Blood is different thing and this liquid sap is different thing. But then also the poet is indirectly comparing. So this is called a metaphor. The bleeding bark will heal. And if you will cut a tree, then also this bleeding bark will heal. Again it will recover, and again there will be newly leaves grow. And from close to the ground will rise curled green twigs. And after many years you will see that their twigs means what? Tahenia. Small, or we can say soft branches. In simple language, in Hindi we know tahenia. Soft branches we can say. And after many years you can see on that the remaining part there will be newly green twigs will grow. Will rise curled green twigs. Miniature buds. Miniature means very tiny. tiny or we can say small, and the buds means branches, and after many years there will be small soft branches on that the remaining part which stand on the tree, on the earth. Miniature bulbs which if unchecked will expand again to former size. Unchecked means what? Uncontrolled, and after many years again it will take its former size. Third stanza. No, the root is to be pulled out of the anchoring earth. It is to be roped, tied and pulled out, snapped out or pulled out entirely, out from the earth cave, and the strength of the tree exposed, the source white and red, the most sensitive hidden for years inside the earth. In this third stanza, the poet is saying that if you want to kill a tree, you have to pull it out from its root. You understand? If you want to kill a tree, because simply when you will cut a tree, again it will grow and it will take its former size. But the poet is saying to us that actually if you want to kill a tree, what you have to do? You have to use ropes. Ropes means rassi. You have to tie the tree with the ropes, and with the help of many people, you can pull out the tree. Because if we pull down a tree by its root, then that tree will not grow again on that same place, because it's not possible. अगर आप किसी पेड़ को उसके रूट से ही बाहर निकालोगे तो वो ट्री कभी भी ग्रो नहीं कर सकेगा, या फिर आप उसकी रूट को कट कर दो, that time also that tree will not grow. So the poet is saying no, the root is to be pulled out. So the poet is saying what you have to do, you have to pull out a tree by its root out of the anchoring earth. See, anchoring earth, there is also metaphor used. The poet is comparing this root to the anchoring earth. The poet is saying this root is the strengthened part of a tree. This is the main part of a tree, and if you will pull out the main part, then again it will not grow. Out of the anchoring earth means which hold the tree securely, which holds the tree very safely. It is to be roped, tied and pulled out. And what you have to do, if you want to pull out a tree, you have to roped and tied and pulled out and snapped out. Snapped out means cut out with a or chopped out. And what you have to do, you have to cut the roots of a tree. Then it will, you can say that you have killed a tree or you have cut a tree. Or pulled out entirely. Maybe you can cut root of a tree or you can pull out entirely. Entirely means completely. The whole part which is there inside the earth, or we can say the roots. Roots always, roots are there inside the earth. This we cannot see. The roots we cannot see because this is the internal part of a tree. But if we will pull out entirely out from the earth cave. See, earth cave means what? The point, where the root to attached in the earth. Earth cave, cave means gufa. But in this line there is not any other gufa. The cave means, cave में कौन रहता है? Line. But there is the earth cave means the hidden part of a tree which holds the strength, or this is the strength of a tree. And the strength of the tree exposed. And if you will pull out a tree by its roof, then the whole strength will be exposed. The source white and wet. There also alliteration used. W. What sound is repeating? White and wet. Alliteration is used in this line. The source white and wet. The most sensitive, hidden for years inside the earth. And this is the sensitive part. The roots are the sensitive part of a tree. Why? Because these are stand inside the earth. So this is the sensitive part. If you cut root of a tree, then again it will not grow, because these are the main part of a tree. And hidden, because we cannot see root of a tree, because these are inside the earth. So this is hidden for years inside the earth, and for many years, from many years, this part remains inside the earth. Last stanza. Then the matter of scorching and choking in sun and air, browning, hardening, twisting, withering, and then it is done. Scorching means what? Drying. Scorching means drying, सूखना. And Choking means uprooted. So the poet is saying in this last stanza, then if you have pulled out a tree or if you have cut a tree by its root, then also what you have to do? You have to make it dry. Because simply अगर आपने किसी पेड़ को काटा है वो एक ही दिन में नहीं सूखता है. It will take much time to dry. Of scorching and choking in sun and air, and where we have to keep this part of a tree in the sunlight, because by this sunlight it will dry after many days. In sun and air, browning. So the first, this green color will be changed in brown color. When it will dry, this green color will be changed in brown color. जब सूख जाएगा तो उसका ऑटोमेटिकली कलर कैसा हो जाएगा? ब्राउन. Browning and hardening, and the skin will become very hard, because in the earlier as we cut a tree, this is not hard, this is in the comparison we can say that was just soft, but when we will keep in the sunlight it will become hard. वो hard हो जाएगी जब सूख जाएगा. So we can use ना to burn, or we can make furniture by this part of a tree. Browning and hardening, twisting and withering, and when it will dry it will twist and withering. Withering means what? मुरझाना. That time वो जो branches होगी ना वो एकदम से मुड़ जाएगी और मुरझा जाएगी. And then it is done, and then you can say that you have killed a tree. What you have to do for kill a tree? You have to pull it out by its root, and then the poet is saying, then you can say that you have killed a tree. Now we will discuss about the poetic devices. The first of all, the poem is written in 3 words because it has no rhyme scheme. Okay. Then the second is enjambment. Enjambment means what? If after one line there is any other punctuation mark not given, it means that the particular line is continuing to the next line. अगर एक लाइन के बाद में कोई भी punctuation mark नहीं दिया हुआ है, see where it is used. Second line, not a simple jab of the knife. After knife, there is not any other punctuation mark like the comma, full stop, interrogation mark, exclamation mark, apostrophe, inverted commas. These all are known as a punctuation mark. But in the second line, after knife, there is no punctuation mark is used. So this is a enjambment. You understand all of you? Yes. Because the second line is continuing to the next line. Not only in this line, many lines are there after this word, ending word, there is no punctuation mark. So now you understand enjambment. Okay? Enjambment is used. Then the next poetic device is alliteration. Alliteration, again I repeat, if in a line 2 or more than 2 times consonant sound is repeating, that is known as a alliteration. See, reading bar, ba sound is repeating, then white and red also. Ba sound is repeating. Don't look at letters, beta. Don't look at alphabets, because sometimes pronunciation is different. You know, honest. Spelling start by H, but the pronunciation is honest. So we have to we will see pronunciation, not the alphabets. Okay. Then the next is metaphor. Metaphor means when we are comparing between two things indirectly without using like or as. अगर like or as दिया हुआ है, that will be simile. But if like or as not given, then also there is a comparison. It means metaphor is used. So in this line, metaphor is used. The bleeding bark. The poet is comparing the liquid sap of a tree with the blood. So that is the metaphor. Then the next is the repetition. Repetition is the particular word is repeating in one stanza, not all the stanzas. We will see only one stanza. If the particular word is repeating in a stanza 2 or more than 2 times. See, pulled out. Look at the third stanza. Pulled out word is repeating. Pulled out in second line, pulled out in fourth line, then again in a fifth line, like this. Okay. So this is called the repetition. Clear? So these were the poetic devices of this poem. Now in your literature notebook, first you have to write the word meanings. Word meanings already I have given, so that all the words, important words, you have to write in your literature notebook. Then you have to explain 5 poetic devices. then you have to write your question answers. For the question answers, tomorrow I will dictate or maybe I will send you link. So from that link you can write the